Hi everyone, I haven't started my new books yet for my John Maxwell, but I do a daily reflection reading, and the one for today was called Hope Floats. So I'm just going to read it to you. It gives a small scripture first, and then it gives the reflection from John Maxwell. So it's called Hope Floats. Therefore my heart is glad and my glory rejoices. My flesh also will rest in hope. And it's Psalm 16:9. Writer Mark Twain said, "Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that. But the really great make you feel that you, too, can become great." How do most people feel when they're around you? Do they feel small and insignificant, or do they believe in themselves and have great hope about what they can become? The key to how you treat people lies in how you think about them. It's a matter of attitude. What you believe is revealed by how you act. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe said, "Treat a man as he appears to be, and you make him worse. But treat a man as if he already were what he potentially could be, and you make him what he should be." Hope is perhaps the greatest gift you can give another person as the result of nurturing, because even if people fail to see their own significance, they still have a reason to keep trying and striving to reach their potential in the future. And then there's a question, how do you think about others around you? So with the elections coming up, I think that's a good one for all of us, because Canada is going through very difficult and challenging times. And I went on that talk with the Jesuits yesterday. Some of the insights from that report are quite disturbing. The wait time for affordable housing is 14 years. For our Indigenous communities, even if they're earning well, the possibility of buying a home, even if they're earning thousands, is out of reach. And with me too, even though I'm highly qualified and I have good credentials and good skills, I'm not getting any good paid jobs. So it's always minimum wage, or I get a really good contract and it's only 3 to 6 months and then they let me go. So it's a very bleak future unless we make different decisions of who we vote into power. And there's absolutely no need for them to keep bringing in executive assistants, senior managers, project coordinators, if we already have the talent here. Yes, we do need population growth, and that's always been something that's important, and family reunification is the other thing that Canada focuses on. So it's important to remember that, but like the police told me, if your own family don't stand up for you, then what is that? So it's important in this world today to remember how we support each other, and it's not just about us being there for others. Others also have to be there for us. Others also have to visit us, call us, spend time with us. It's not only about them. And in fact, if you're a charismatic leader, that's the first thing that's important to know. You didn't see John F. Kennedy going around saying everything about him, what he is doing, how he is, who he is. He was always about other people. He was always about what he was going to do for people. And sometimes you do all the right things, you contribute to many things like I did, and you don't get the right results, you don't get the good jobs, you don't get the breaks, because people think that you're coming to work to be their friend. You want to date them, you want to sleep with them, and it's not the case. So I don't like it. I don't even like people touching me. I have to feel comfortable with somebody before that I allow them to put their arm around me or touch me or anything. So that's part of the journey about becoming a leader. And culture plays a lot into it. Culture plays a lot if you're living in North America compared to living in England. One of the things I regret is taking the COVID vaccines, because I took them because my workplace wanted me to take them. But there were all sorts of messages coming out from all these people, all the visionaries, Catholic visionaries, saying that Our Lady is warning us that those vaccines are satanic, they're from the devil, and you should not take the vaccines, and especially Catholics. There were lots and lots of warnings coming out. And I even told them at my work, and my managers know, I told them, I said, I don't want to take those vaccines. And they said, you have to. Because if you don't take them, basically there's not going to be a job for you. And do I regret it? Yes, I do regret it. Because now everything that's coming out is proving that what those visionaries saw and what they were saying was the truth. So it's unfortunate, because at the end of the day now, my low anxiety has gone to high blood pressure. It was just low anxiety. It wasn't high blood pressure. I have tinnitus in my ears. I should have just left that job. But I didn't have any money saved. There was nothing I could do, so I had to do it. I had to take the vaccines and I had to stay. But these are the decisions we have to make in this life. And I hope God has mercy on those of us who had to do it because we didn't have a choice. I think Our Lady did say that there would be dispensations for her children who didn't have a choice, who had to do it. But it's the same thing as what they did in the world wars. That's what Hitler did. All the experiments on people, on children, that's how he brought it in. Basically, anybody who couldn't work, he started killing. Mercy killings. And then he started all the Holocausts, killing all the Jewish people, then the Christians, the Poles. So that's how it started. And if you don't believe me, you can look it up. It's all there. It's all on the internet today. You don't even have to go to a library to look it up. So I ask God for forgiveness for that. I shouldn't have done it. But I didn't have any money to live. So that's why I did it. And now my health is suffering. So I pray that God will have mercy on me and restore my health. And God has done it for me before. So I think God can do it again with my essential oils and eating right and exercising. I used to take, because I went through a very, very hard time, I had to take antidepressants. Because when my mother came, that first Christmas I was unemployed and all the family went to Prospect. They went to my dad's brother. They had a family reunification. And I couldn't go because if you are not in the country, you can't claim for your benefits. And benefits last a long time. It's not just like that 1 week. They can cut it off. So I couldn't go. And they all went to Prospect. And it hit me very badly. So my doctor had to give me antidepressants. And he was reluctant to do it, Dr. Ng. He said to me, I'm reluctant to give you these antidepressants because if I put you on these antidepressants, you might have to stay on them. And I said to him, no, Dr. Ng, I'm very hurt and I'm not really doing well. I just keep crying. So I need you to give me something to help me to cope. So he gave it to me, and then he said to me, I want you to come back after a month so we can reevaluate. So I went back after a month because I was unemployed. The family all went to Prospect for Christmas. I was alone, and I didn't have any jobs coming in, and it was a long time. And that's how I landed up losing my place because I was only getting 3 to 6 months work in the banks. So that's why I went on those antidepressants. And then after a month, when I met with Dr. Ng, he said to me, how are you now? So I said to him, I'm okay now. And he said, okay. I said, I think I can stop taking the pills. So he said to me, are you sure? Because if you need it, we can continue it. So I said to him, no, I think I'm okay now. And I got work, I was back in a job, and then I came off the pills. So if God could do it for me then, he can do it for me again. I might need some temporary help to get over this hurdle, because for me, if I'm not working, I'm very depressed. I don't like it. I don't like being at home and not being able to earn my own living. And I don't like messages being sent or jokes being made about me that I can't hold a job, making fun of my faith. Even that song, The Goodness of God, people make a joke of it. Oh, God's running after her. And they laugh, and they do it outside my door. It's not a joke. Nothing about my faith is a joke. Everything in the Bible is true. And every message that we get from Our Lady is true. Just like she warned us about Hitler, she warned us about these vaccines. So I pray for God to forgive me. And I would ask also my friends to pray for God to forgive me, because I didn't have a choice. And even now, I don't have any money. And it's all coordinated. So, but, even when people coordinate things, God's plan is always bigger. And God is bigger than them and greater than them. So their best laid plans always fail. And I believe that if God could do it for me, to get me through university, working and studying, help me to get my credentials in Canada, help me to prove all the people that thought I couldn't hold the same executive jobs as them in the banks wrong, I think God can help me to get through this. I just hope Our Lady intercedes for us, because really and truly, I don't want to go to hell for taking that vaccine. It's satanic what they did. They're investing human genes into mice, and then they testing on those mice. So basically, those mice are part human and part mice. I mean, in the old days, yes, they did experiments. We also did experiments in the school on the rats and the mice and everything. We didn't mix the animal blood with ours. We didn't mix the pig blood with ours. We didn't have things that were part human and part animal. It's scary. Even when they invented that sheep dolly and all that, it's scary what they're doing. Anyway, people don't have to believe my faith, but I believe it. And now all the things are coming out of how evil it is what they did to us. You think those people would have gone on camera and told us the truth about what happened? They wouldn't, because that's what they do with everything anyway. When you're taking your flu vaccine, they injecting that thing into you, and then your body has to fight it. And then it's survival of the fittest. So for me, I refuse to take those vaccines. The only time I took it was when I was working in the hospital. My doctor said to me, you have to take it, otherwise you can't do that work. So that's when I took it, and when I volunteered at St. Michael's. Other than that, I don't take any vaccines. I don't take the flu vaccine. I don't take anything. I just take my multivitamins. I take my calcium. I take vitamin B and a multivitamin for women. I take a salmon oil capsule. And that's what I do. And other than that, I just try to eat well and exercise, and I keep fine. But when your system has a shock to it, like you lose your job, and then you get shocks, and it's one thing after another, obviously you're going to have a breakdown. So I just pray that Our Lady forgives us, because the messages were there, and they were on YouTube, and anybody can sign up for them and see them. It was evil what they did to us. It's evil. Even closing the churches is evil. And the conservatives stood up to it. They said, no, you shouldn't force people to take the vaccines if they don't want to. They should have a choice. But what they did, they said, no, if you don't take it, we're going to treat you like pig shit. And that's exactly what they did. Even some of us who took the vaccine still got treated like pig shit in our jobs, on the calls and the chats and the emails. It's all coordinated through the government. And so if you want things to change, you have to vote in a different government. Even Jody Wilson-Raybould, who brought in that medical assistance in dying, she turned against it. And she's also saying Mark Carney is exactly the same as Justin Trudeau. And why would people want him anyway? He stabbed Justin Trudeau in the back. So anyway, I don't associate with people who tell me that I can't hold a job, I'm not capable of studying, I can't do anything, I don't have good judgment. I stay away. Because if I was incapable and if I couldn't do anything, I wouldn't be a graduate in Canada. I associate with people who tell me the opposite because they feed that into me and I don't like it. I don't like what they're feeding into me. And when I push back, then they get very, very upset. But they can go around doing whatever they like, not standing up for me with the police, not standing up for me to say, yes, you don't need to take psychiatric drugs or psychiatric treatment. So what, I must take it and then land up in Sunnybrook with electric shock treatment or be left in a padded room? You must be kidding. I don't deserve it. And I just pray that God protects me and protects all of us who are standing up for the truth, because we deserve it. All of us who are people of faith, we deserve it.